I think I have made a successful attempt to explain hereditary right of the father under Muslim law with the help of illustrations and example. I have already told that along with the father, grandfather is also mentioned as heir in class 1, means like father, grandfather is also a, a class 1 or Quranic heir. But grandfather like father is not a primary heir, but as a substitute of the father, and therefore substitute being the substitute for the father or lower grandfather, he will be entitled to inherit only in the absence of the father. That is to say that grandfather will be entitled to succeed or inherit in the property of the deceased child only in the absence of the father, because father is primary class of the heir, always entitled to inherit, nobody can exclude him. But so far as the grandfather is concerned, though he is a class 1 heir, but he may and may not be entitled to succeed in the property of the grandchild. Grandfather will be entitled to take a share only in the absence of the nearest father. Only in the absence of the nearest father. If there is a nearest father, then the remote father will not be entitled to inherit, because the grandfather is in fact the substitute of the father. Being the substitute, his right of inheritance will arise only in the absence of the father. Or being the substitute of the father, he enjoys the same right as the father has, except in some cases. First, that he does not affect the share of the mother when the other heir is a spouse. In all above 3 examples instead of father, there would have been 2 grandfather. He would have got the same share as father has received. So, dear learners, I have told that grandfather, though is mentioned as class 1, but his entitlement is dependent only on the absence of the father. For example, suppose H is a Muslim and he dies leaving behind his widow, say for example W, or there is father of the H, there is grandfather of the HFF, there is mother of the H, there may be also the son of the H. Now here in this case, father's father will not be entitled to inherit, because there is a father, nearest father is there. Therefore, nearer will exclude to the remote members of his own, because father is a class, and this class may consist the father, father's father, father's father's father, so on and so forth in the line of ascent. Rule is that from a class only the nearest member will be entitled to succeed the property of the deceased, and the remotes will be excluded, because the rule is that nearer by blood will exclude to the those who are remote by blood. Here in this case you will see that there is a father connected to the deceased by blood. There is a father's father also, he is also connected to the deceased by but he is connected to the deceased through the father. He will be approaching to the edge through a father who is the link in between the father's father and the deceased. Here rule is that in this situation only father will be entitled, and the father's father being the remoter will be absolutely excluded and will get nothing. Only father will inherit in the property of the deceased H, and in this situation this father will be entitled to only 1/6, because there is a child of the deceased, there is a agnatic male descendant of the deceased, and therefore because of his presence the father will be entitled to inherit only in the capacity of the Quranic year. As a class 1 year he will be entitled, and being a class 1 year he will get only 1/6. So far as the widow is concerned, widow will also take minimum share because there is a child of the deceased, so widow will take only 1/8, and father will take only 1/6. Father's father will be absolutely excluded by the father. Mother will take a share. In this example I have not discussed, but for your convenience I am allotting the share. That is, mother will also take the minimum share, that is, she will be given 1/6. 1/6 share will be given to the mother, and mother will take 1/6, and son will take the residue, because here in this situation son will become the residuary class of the year, and after allotting share to the widow, father, mother's mother, whatever will be left over, that will be the share of the but suppose here H dies leaving behind so okay, ladies and gentlemen, I have already explained that grandfather is not primary year, but he is a class 1 year. At the same time, it must also be kept in the mind that though he is a class 1 year, but he is not always entitled to inherit like father. His right of the inheritance depends upon the absence of the father. If there is no father, but there is a father's father, then he will be entitled to inherit, and he will inherit just like a father. For example, suppose H dies leaving behind a widow, his widow, and his father's father, and there is a brother full and there is a sister full of the deceased H. Now, in this example, first of all we will consider the entitlement of the widow. Widow will be entitled to the maximum share because there is no child of the deceased, as well as there is no any agnatic male or female descendant of the deceased. Therefore, surviving spouse is entitled to maximum. Now, here father's father. Since there is no father, therefore father's father, that is the grandfather, is entitled to inherit, and his share will be determined on the basis of the rule which is invoked in order to determine the entitlement of the father. As father is entitled to inherit in three capacities: as a sharer, as a residuary, as a sharer plus residuary. Likewise, in the absence of the father, because he is the substitute, exact substitute of the father, he has a step into the shoe of the father. Therefore, whatever rights and privileges were attached with the father, same will be with the father's father also. Therefore, father's father, like father, will be entitled either as a sharer to 1 by 6, or as a residuary entire residue, unspecified residue will go to him, or sometime under certain circumstances, in the same circumstance, father will also be entitled to 1 by 6 as well as the residue. Now, here in this case, father's father will be entitled to inherit as a residuary class of the entire residue, because there is no son, there is no any agnatic male or female descendant of the deceased, because rule is that like father's father will be entitled to inherit as Quranic heir 1 by 6 when there is any agnatic male descendant of the deceased. Here there is no agnatic male descendant of the deceased. Rule 2 says that father, in the absence of the father's father will also be entitled to take the entire unspecified residue if there is no any agnatic descendant of the deceased, means there is no child of the deceased, there is no son's son, there is no son's daughter. In that very situation, father's father like father will take entire residue. Here in this example, there is no child of the deceased, there is no any agnatic male or female descendant of the deceased, therefore father here will be the residuary class of the heir and will take the entire residue. So far as the brother full and sister full are concerned, I have already told that brothers and sisters of all description are absolutely excluded by the father, and like father's father will also exclude to the brothers and sister of all description, though there is a difference of the opinion among the Sunni school on this point, but Hanfila holds that like father's father will also be capable enough to exclude the brother and sister of all description, whereas under other school there is a divergence of opinion and other school do not agree, and they are of opinion that like father's father cannot exclude to the brothers and sisters of all description. But since in India Hanfi law is supposed to be the law of the land, therefore according to the Hanfi law, father's father like father will be capable to exclude the brothers and sister, and therefore here brothers and sister will be excluded and father will be entitled to the residue. Or here already we have allotted share to the Quranic heir, who is the widow in the given example. Widow has taken 1 by 4. So now how much is left? 1 minus 1 by 4 means 3 by 4 is left as a residue, and this residue property will go to the residuary class of the heir, and in the given example the residuary class of the heir is grandfather, and therefore the grandfather will be entitled to inherit in the second capacity, that is as a residuary class of the heir, because of the rules given under Muslim law. Now ladies and gentlemen, suppose in the given example, in the same example, H has died leaving behind his widow, his father's father, that is his grandfather, and there is a daughter of the deceased. There is again brother full and brother consanguine. Now brother full and brother consanguine will be excluded by the father's father again according to the Hanfi law. Now who are left? That is the widow is left, daughter is left, father's father is left. Widow is entitled again, will be entitled, but here in this case widow will be entitled to the minimum share, that is 1 by 8, because there is a child of the deceased. D is the child of the deceased. Therefore, she will make the widow to inherit only as a Quranic class of the heir, not as a residuary class of the heir. Now, will be entitled to inherit will be entitled to take only minimum share or not as maximum share. So here widow, there is a widow, there is a father's father, suppose there is a daughter of the deceased, there is a brother full and sister full. Brother full and sister full are excluded, and widow will take the minimum share 1 by 8 because of the presence of the D, who is child of the deceased. and the father's father will be entitled here like father to inherit in the double capacity. He will be entitled to inherit as a sharer, will take 1 by 6 plus he will take the residue, means after allotting share to the Quranic heirs, whatever will be left, that will be the residue. So, here brother full and sister full excluded, daughter is also Quranic heir in this case, and share of the daughter in this case will be 1 by 2. So, now as a Quranic heirs, widow has taken 1 by 8 and father has already taken as a Quranic heir 1 by 6, and plus the daughter has taken 1 by 2. 1 by 2. Why? I will explain it later on. So, take the LCM of 8, 6 and 2. What will be? 24. 24 will be the LCM. Now, it is simplify. 8 is 24, 6 4 is 24 and 2 12 is 24. Now, total property which has been allotted to the class 1 years, that is 3 plus 4 7 12, means 19 by 24 has already been allotted to the class 1 years. Now, how much is left in the given case? 1 minus 19 by 24. So, how much is? Means 5 by 24 is left, and this leftover will be the residue, and the residue will go to the residuary class, and in this case father's father is the residuary class of the year. Therefore, here father's father will take 4 by 24, will take 4 by 24, as well as he will take 1 by 6, means double share will go to the father, and in this way father will be beneficiary in the given circumstance, being entitled to inherit in double capacity like father. So, I think point would be clear to the learners so far as the father's entitlement is concerned. Now, I come to discuss the share of another parent, that is mother. Mother is one parent like father. Therefore, as father is primary heir, likewise mother is also a primary class of the heir, and being the primary class of the heir, she is always entitled to inherit. She is also class 1 heir. Therefore, mother is given the maximum or minimum quota of the share. Holy Quran has, because the mother is a primary and class 1 heir. Being the primary, she is always entitled to inherit, and being a class 1 heir, the Holy Quran has fixed, has allotted a quota of the share, and that quota of the share fixed by the Holy Quran for the mother is maximum as well as it is minimum. Ladies and gentlemen, maximum quota of the share or minimum quota of the share is for the mother. Mother, the maximum quota of the share for mother is 1 by 3, and minimum quota of the share prescribed by the Holy Quran for the mother is 1 by 6. Means mother is always entitled to inherit, never excluded by anyone, but she excludes all the grandmothers of paternal side as well as the maternal sides. It should be noted that father excludes to all the grandfathers in the line of descent. All brothers and sisters of all description are excluded by the father. Mother exclude to the grandmothers of all descriptions. But mother being a primary and class 1 year is entitled to inherit maximum share or minimum share. Maximum share for her is 1 by 3 and minimum share for her is 1 by 6. Now the very natural question arises, when she is entitled to maximum share, that is 1 by 3, and when she will be entitled to the minimum share, that is 1 by 6 in the property of the deceased child. There is rule, and very definite rule is given in the Holy Quran for determining the share of the mother. Mother is entitled to her maximum share, that is 1 by 3, provided there is no child, son or daughter of the deceased, and no agnatic descendant of the deceased, that is son's son, son's daughter, son's son's son or son's son's daughter, howsoever one may be in the lower order, and not more than brother and oblique or sister of any description. Means, in order to claim the maximum quota of the share in the property of the deceased child, according to the rules of Muslim law, mother is required to fulfill the 3 conditions, which are sine qua non. And one rule is that there should not be any child of the deceased. There should not be son or daughter of the deceased. Along with, there should not be any agnatic male or female descendant of the deceased. There should not be any son's son, or there should not be any son's daughter or son's son of any lower order or son's daughter of any lower order. As well as not more than one brother and sister, means sister, the total number of the brother and sisters along with the mother should not be 2 or more than 2. If these 3 conditions are fulfilled, mother will be entitled to the maximum quota of the share, that is, she will be given 1 by 3. If either condition is not satisfied by the mother while claiming the share, she will be entitled only to the minimum share, which is fixed by the Holy Quran as 1 by 6 and will be allotted only 1 by 6. So, in order to claim 1 by 3, there should not be son or daughter, and there should also not be any son's son or son's daughter, as well as number of the brother and sister should be only 1. If it is more than 1, then again mother will be entitled to the minimum share. So, if any of the above condition is not satisfied, and then mother will be entitled to get only minimum share, that is 1 by 6. Mother always get minimum share when the spouse gets the minimum. This is the general rule, but the principle to determine the share of the mother is the fundamental rules given in the Holy Quran, and rules given in the Holy Quran that mother is allotted or can be permitted to succeed 1 by 3 if the deceased has left behind no child his own, as well as any agnatic male and female descendants, as well as number of the brothers and sisters is only 1, mother will be entitled to maximum. If there is a child of the deceased, mother will be entitled only to the minimum. If there is no child, but there is any agnatic male or female descendant, there is a son or there is a son's son or there is a son's daughter, again the mother will be entitled to the minimum share 1 by 6. If there is no son, there is no daughter, there is no son's son, there is no son's daughter of any lower order, but mother is survived by two brothers or two sisters, or their number is two, one brother and one sister, then also mother will be given only 1 by 6, that is the minimum share. Therefore, to claim the maximum, she should satisfy the three conditions: no child of the deceased, no agnatic male or descendant of the deceased, as well as number of the brother and sister at a time should not be more than 1. Only then she will be entitled to maximum, otherwise she will be entitled to the minimum, which is 1 by 6. This is the golden rule to be invoked in order to decide the hereditary entitlement of the mother under the scheme of Muslim law. I have already given the illustrations. Suppose a person A, he dies leaving behind his widow, and there is mother. Say for example, there is a father's father and there is a brother full. In short, I am writing BF. A dies leaving behind these relatives who in the given circumstance will be called as heirs of the deceased A. Now here we have to see that who are the Quranic heirs. Here widow is the Quranic heirs, like mother is also class 1 heir, father's father is also mentioned as class 1 heir, but brother full is not a class 1 heir. He is not mentioned in class 1 in the category of the Quranic heirs, therefore he is not a class 1 heir. Therefore, only here we will consider the entitlement of this class 1 heir first. So, first of all, we will allow the share to the widow. What will be the share of the widow in this case? Will be determined in the light of rules of Muslim law. Rule of the Muslim law provide that surviving spouse will be entitled to the minimum or maximum quota of the share. Maximum is 1 by 2 or 1 by 4. Minimum is 1 by 4 or 1 by 8. If surviving spouse is widow, she will be entitled to the maximum 1 by 4. Here in this case, friends, widow will be entitled to maximum share, that is 1 by 2, because there is no child of the deceased and there is no any agnatic male or female descendant of the deceased. Therefore, widow of the deceased will take the maximum quota of the share, which is 1 by 6 as per rules of Muslim law. Now here mother is also a Quranic heir. She will be entitled to maximum share because there is no child of the deceased, there is no son or daughter of the deceased, and also there is no any agnatic male or female descendant of the deceased, and also she fulfill the third condition that number of the brother is only 1 in the given case. Therefore, she will be entitled to the maximum quota of the share, and maximum quota of the share for mother is 1 by 3. So, she will take 1 by 3. Now, here father is the residuary class of the heir and he will take the entire residue. Brother full will be excluded by the father because I have repeatedly told that brothers, sisters of all description will be absolutely excluded by the father, and in the absence of the father, father's father will also exclude to the brother class. So, what will be the residue? You add up 1 by 4 to the given to the mother plus 1 by 3 allotted to the 1 by 4 allotted to the widow, 1 by 3 allotted to the mother. So, now what will be the LCM in this case? 12, and now simplifies 4 3 is 12 plus 3 4 is 12, means 7 by 12 has gone to the widow and mother together they have taken 7 by 12. So, how much is left as a residue? 1 minus 7 by 12. Now, here 5 by 12 is left, and this 5 by 12 is residue property, and residue will go to the residuary class. So, here value of the R after allotting the share to the widow and mother is found 5 by 12, and 5 by 12 will be allotted or will be given to the father, who here is entitled to inherit as a residuary class, because there is no child of the deceased, there is no son, there is no any agnatic male descendant of the deceased, there is no any agnatic female descendant of the deceased. Therefore, father will be entitled to inherit as a residuary class of the year, and here residue after allotting the share to the mother and widow is 5 by 7. Therefore, 5 by 7 will be given to father's father. Now, take the example in the same case, friends. Suppose there is a sister full also. Along with the brother full, there is a sister full. Now, here in this case, again the widow will be entitled to the maximum share 1 by 4, because there is no child of the deceased, there is no any agnatic male or female descendant of the deceased. Therefore, surviving spouse widow will be entitled to the maximum quota of the share, and maximum quota of the share for her is 1 by 4. She will take 1 by 4. Now, here mother, who is class 1 year, primary and class 1 year, always entitled to inherit. Here she will inherit as a Quranic heir, and as a Quranic heir she will be entitled to the maximum or minimum 1 by 3 or 1 by 6. She will be entitled to the maximum when she satisfies the 3 conditions. 1, there is no child of the deceased, that is her son or daughter, and there is no any agnatic descendant male or female of the deceased, as well as not more than one brother and or sister of any description. Here in this case, there is no child of the deceased. One condition is satisfied. There is no any agnatic male or female descendant of the deceased. Second condition is also satisfied by the mother. But the third condition, not more than one brother and or sister of any description. This is the third condition to claim the maximum, which is not satisfied, because the deceased has left behind his brother and sister, and together the number of the brother and sister in the given example is more than 1. Therefore, since third condition is not satisfied, therefore the mother will be entitled to the minimum quota of the share, that is she will be given only 1 by 6. After allotting share to the widow and mother, what will be left? Again that will be the residue, and residue will go to the residuary class, and in the given example residuary class member is only father's father. Therefore, entire residue like father will be taken by the father's father in the given example. As father exclude to the brothers and sisters of all descriptions, likewise here father's father in the absence of the father will also exclude to all the brothers and sisters of all description will be absolutely excluded, and here they will get nothing. Friends, here there are 3 illustrations. In one illustration, there is H dies, leaving behind his widow, mother, father's father and brother. Of course, here mother will be entitled to the maximum share 1 by 3. In this next example, again mother will be entitled to the minimum share, because there is a child of the deceased. Therefore, she will be given only 1 by 6. In the next example, share of the mother will be that is maximum 1 by 3. As a general principle, he will be entitled to the 1 by 3. But in this example, the situation of the mother, entitlement of the mother will be entirely different, because here there is no any other heir. Only there is a father and mother. Therefore, here if you go by the general rule, the mother will take 1 by 3 and widow will take 1 by 4. 1 by 3 and 1 by 4 to the widow and 1 by 3 to the mother. So, now how much has gone to the mother and widow? And here father will be the residuary class of the year. So, here what will be the residue for the father? Now take the LCM of 4 and 3, 12. So means 3 plus 4 means 7 by 12 has gone to the widow and mother. Means mother, widow has taken 3 by 12 and mother has taken 4 by 12. So now left over is 7 by 12, 5 by 12. 5 by 12 will be the share of the father, because if you add 3 plus 4, 7 by 12. So how much is 1 minus 7 by 12 means 5 by 12 is residue, and residue will go to the father. But here as general rule is that counter male part will always take double of counter female. Here counter female in this case is against the father is mother, but here mother is taking more than father. Therefore, this is the anomaly. Therefore, a rule is applied that is known as doctrine or Umariyati. And in this situation, in order to justify, rule is that if the surviving spouse deceased has left behind his surviving spouse and only father and mother, then in this case, in such situation, surviving spouse will be allotted his or her share, and thereafter whatever will be, that will be the residue, and residue will be divided between the residuary class, and if one is male and other is female, then male will take the double of the female. Means say for example, here now here in this case you will see that widow is allotted 1 by 4 and mother is allotted 1 by 3. So 5 by 12 is left. So in this case, instead of doing so, widow will be allotted 1 by 4 and thereafter residue will be found. 1 minus 1 by 4, how much is left? 3 by 4 is left, and this 3 by 4 will be divided between the father and mother in the ratio that father will take double of the mother. To make this, this 3 by 4 will be converted into the 3 lots, means 3 by 12, 3 by 12 and 3 by 12. 3 shares have been made of 3 by 12, 3 by 4, and 2 share will be allotted to the father, that is 6 by 12 will be allotted to the father and 3 by 12 will be allotted to the mother, 3 by 12 to the mother and 6 by 12 to the father. And in this way, if you simplify, means 1 by 4 to the mother and 1 by 2 the father. In this way, father is taking the double of mother, and in this way the mother will be satisfied. In the next example, husband H has died leaving behind his widow W, his mother M, but there is a father's father, so here situation will be different. Widow will be allotted, mother will be allotted maximum share 1 by 4, mother will be allotted the maximum share 1 by 3, and residue will go to the father, father's father. So here father's father position is little bit weaker than the father's position, in the sense that father impacts the share of the mother if there is no any other heirs along with the widow. But if this is the father's father, then father's father cannot adversely impact the share of the mother. Now coming to the grandmother, true grandmother. I have already explained that mother exclude to all the grandmothers. So far as the mother is concerned, basically mother is a class, and this class may consist of a number of the grandmothers. For example, W dies leaving behind his mother, mother's mother, father mother, mother's mother's mother, and also father's mother's mother. Now, here in this case, rule is that the nearest mother will exclude to all the grandmothers. So, W has died leaving behind his own mother, his maternal grandmother, his paternal grandmother, then his maternal great grandmother and her paternal great grandmother. But mother will exclude to all of them absolutely, and they will get nothing. In the presence of the mother, mother's mother, father's mother's mother's mother and father's mother's mother, all will be excluded. Now, if there is no mother, but there is a mother's mother, then mother's mother will also exclude to all the senior mothers. But here father's mother will not be excluded because she is parallel to mother's mother. But mother's mother's mother and father's mother's mother, they are senior to her, therefore they will also be excluded, and only mother's mother will be entitled to inheritance and father's mother will be entitled to inherit. Ladies and gentlemen, for grandmothers, Holy Quran has fixed the share, and the share is minimum. For all the grandmothers, Holy Quran has fixed only 1/6. Therefore, if there is only one grandmother, she will take 1/6. If there is a mother's mother and paternal grandmothers, means there is a one grandmother from the maternal side and another parallel grandmother from the paternal side. So, both will be placed at the equal footing, and 1/6 will be given to them equally. So, here say for example, suppose there is a W dies leaving behind her husband H, her father F, her father's father FF, her mother and her father's mother, say for example. Now, here H is entitled, father is entitled, but father's father will not be entitled because she will be excluded by the father who is the nearest by blood to the deceased. So, the father will exclude to the father's father, not only for all the grandfathers will be excluded, but father cannot exclude to the mother's mother, but father will exclude to his own mother, that is father's mother will be excluded here and she will not get. So, here who will be entitled, that is the husband will be, husband of the W will be entitled, father of the W will be entitled and mother's mother of the W will be entitled. Now, here husband will be entitled to the maximum share, that is 1/2, he will be entitled to 1/2. And now, here father will be entitled to inherit as residuary class of the year, so he will be entitled to the R. Here mother's mother is entitled, here only mother's mother is entitled to inherit here, and for grandmothers, Holy Quran has fixed the minimum quota of the share, that is 1/6. So, mother's mother will take only 1/6. But suppose here there is no father, but H, father's father, mother's mother and father's mother. Now, here in this case father's father will not exclude to the father's mother because they are spouse of each other. Here husband will be entitled to the maximum quota of the share, H will take 1/2, and father's father will be entitled to the residue because in the absence of father's father he will take his place and he will take the residue after allotting share to the other heirs. And here father's mother and mother's mother and father's mother, means Nani and Dadi both will be entitled to inherit here, and for them again the Holy Quran has fixed only 1/6. So, 1/6 will be allotted to both the grandmothers, that is mother's mother and father's mother. So, they will take together 1/6 and this 1/6 will be divided equally between them. 1/12 will go to the mother's mother and 1/12 will go to the father's mother, and in this way their claim will be satisfied. Here I have already explained that a true grandmother is not only excluded by the mother or by any lower grandmother, but a father's mother is also excluded by father, who is the link or media of connection between the father's mother and the progenitors. Same principle applies to the higher mother, that is father's mother's mother, who will be excluded by father's father, so on and so forth. And in this way the claim of the mother's class is satisfied. Now I move on to discuss the share of another class, that is of the descendant class. Ladies and gentlemen,